Hey guys, it is me. It is TK Burlow from the Burlow Group Tax and Accounting Firm. And listen, we are officially in the last 30 days or less of the year. And I want to drop a quick tax move that can help you literally save money before January 2026 hits. So one of the things that I want to also share with you is that as soon as 2026 hits, there is not going to be too many more tax moves that you are able to make as a taxpayer to help lower your tax liability. So this is why you should be looking into moves that you are able to do now. All right. So this is a time for you to, sit with your tax preparer, sit with your accountant or your bookkeeper, and really discuss the things that you are able to do. If you have any options, what do your taxes look like, so that you are not going to be hit with a big tax bill next year. Because next year, listen, it's not going to be too much that you can do about it. But in these last 30 days, this is the time where you are able to make moves and lower that tax liability. All right. So I want to share with you one of the moves that I like to discuss with my clients when they have a lot of income. Like sometimes they have had a lot of income for the year and we're looking at their taxes and we're able to tell, hey, you may have a tax liability next year. And so this is some of the moves that we like to offer and suggest to try to help break down that tax liability. All right. So we want to be able to be compliant and be organized and pay the IRS or pay Uncle Sam what we owe him as a business owner, but we're not trying to overpay, right? So we want to take every strategy that we can so that we're paying the least amount of taxes that we need to. All right. So why do these moves right now? Again, you want to do them before 2025 ends. Okay. You lock in your deductions before the year closes. You're able to reduce what you're going to owe in April with no surprises. You want to make sure that your books are clean while there is still time. You don't want to sleep on your books, y'all, because your bookkeeping is definitely going to be the foundation for what your taxes are going to look like. All right. Your taxes are going to look only as good as your bookkeeping has been through the year. So you want to make sure that you're maintaining your books all 12 months and that they are all reconciled and organized by the end of the year, so you're not missing anything. Okay. You want to start tax season confident, organized, and compliant. And you want to be able to keep more money in your business instead of giving it to the IRS. All right. So by doing these moves right now, you are going to be able to save money and avoid all of that stress. All right. So we're going to talk about how prepaying key business expenses before the end of the year can help you save and cut down on any tax liability or any tax bills that you may have. And again, so a lot of my clients, they have did well through the year and they may not have had, too many expenses. So let's say they made $100,000 in income, right? And they have about $50,000 left over for expenses that they have done, and they have $50,000 left over just in revenue that they have made. Okay. So if they are a Schedule C entrepreneur, then they are going to have self-employment taxes, federal taxes, state taxes, all based off that $50,000 that is left over. So we want to have strategies and be able to decide, okay, how do we break this down a little bit so that you're not seeing such a heavy tax bill, right? And so same thing goes for S corps as well. So you want to be able to break down any tax liability. And so here are some of the things that you are able to really prepay. You don't want to prepay just anything, because we don't want to just, be throwing away money, but you want to prepay things that that you're definitely going to use within your business. All right. So you're going to have rent for 2026. So this is something you can definitely decide, okay, should I prepay 1 month, 3 months? And once you do this, once you prepay it in 2025, you're able to write it off as an expense even though you're not going to use it until 2026. Okay, so a lot of our subscriptions that you have to use, maybe you use Vigero, QuickBooks, Canva, Square, any of those, they give you an option, right? They say, okay, do you want to do this by the month, or do you want to do this by the year? So some of those would give you an option to prepay for the entire year. And so that's something you can definitely look into as well. If you know you have office supplies, medical supplies, and things of that nature that you're definitely going to need for 2026, that is something you can consider as well. Insurance premiums, that's something that is a good thing to prepay. If you know you're going to have some trainings or some educational programs that you're going to do for 2026, and you have the option to go ahead and purchase them now, that is something that is definitely a good thing. If you have a budget for 2026 for marketing for your ads that you want to do, and if you're able to prepay them, then that's something you can also look into as well. And another thing is bookkeeping and your tax prep services. If you have an accountant, you may want to go to your accountant and be like, hey, let me go ahead and prepay 2026 so that I'm able to write this expense off for 2025. So that is something that you can also look into as well. So you don't want to just go ahead and just buy stuff and, all willy-nilly, but you want to make sure that they are expenses that you are going to definitely need for 2026. And then you kind of want to see, okay, well, how much do I want to spend, or how much do I need to spend in order to break down my tax liability? Then you got to have, a kind of an idea of how much you're going to owe. So that's why I'm saying you need to sit with your tax preparer or your bookkeeper so that you actually have a plan. All right. And why does this even work? Because again, if most entrepreneurs are working off the cash basis, all right, so you're able to really deduct these items now for 2025 as an expense, and be able to deduct them from your taxes on your for your next year when your taxes are being prepared. Even if the service is in 2026, that is totally fine. All right. So this is going to be a simple move that you can do right now that is going to help you cut what you may owe. And then again, you're able to keep more profits in your pockets, right? So listen, so if you need help with, trying to find a path, trying to figure out, okay, how much am I going to owe? We have options for you. Okay. So we do have a couple of packages that we have to help you get tax time ready. So you're able to scan this QR code and get on our calendar for a free 15-minute consultation. Whether you need templates to just get you, organized, we have that. Or if you need like a training, we have that. Or if you need a one-on-one consultation to get you tax time ready and organized, if you need to figure out, a ballpark of what's happening in your taxes, we can definitely sit down and do that with you. Okay. So in the meantime, cheers to your success. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right. So until the next time, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.